This video, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how I grew by 20,000 followers on Instagram in less than 3 months. I'm not holding anything back. I'm sharing all the secrets with you today. So let's cue that intro. And while the intro is playing, comment below and let me know what questions you have about Instagram growth. Let's cue that intro and get the show on the road. Hey guys, my name is Rachel Pedersen. I'm a social media strategist. I teach people marketing, and I also work with 8 to 10 figure companies as a marketing consultant, supporting them in creating a profitable social media and marketing strategy. Now, I came preparing to show receipts today, and this is really important because not all advice is equal when it comes to growing on social media. So let's go ahead and dive on into the social blade behind the scenes of what my Instagram account looks like. Now, I'm going to share with you guys something really interesting because just yesterday I lost a ton of followers. Actually, over the last couple of days, I lost a ton of followers on Instagram, almost 600 or 700, I think to be exact. And that was all because I shared a photo of my postpartum body that upset a lot of people, and I'm totally fine with that. But that being said, let's take a peek. So over the last 30 days, I grew by 5,700 followers. And what's neat about that is my account was kind of like bleeding for years up until there's a little bit of growth in fall of 2019 and then proceeded to lose followers up until fall of last year. And then in December of 2020, I grew by 8,700 followers. The following month, January, I grew by 9,900 followers. And February, I grew by 4,600 followers on Instagram. Now, a couple things I want to point out here is you'll notice that there's a massive, a lot of bleeding of my followers all throughout here. And this is what happened when I followed the advice from experts on Instagram for the last few years. It was only around this point, fall of 2020, when I realized that I was overpaying experts for advice. I was overpaying people for done-for-you services that weren't actually yielding results. And I finally decided, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to do it my own way. That's when I started to have consistent and significant growth on Instagram, which is kind of crazy. So you can see every single day, with the exception of the last couple of days, I've grown consistently on Instagram. But let's dive on in to exactly what that looks like. So the first thing I want to share with you is if you are somebody who gets angry easily when people give advice that's hard work, do not watch this video. Every single time that I give advice on massive growth mode for Instagram, there's always someone who's like, oh, are you kidding me? Okay, don't watch. This is plain and simple. Just don't watch it, because this is specifically designed for people who are willing to do the work to grow massively. This is not for maintenance mode. This is for people who are serious about growing on Instagram. So what I'm going to advise is a lot of work. And side note, any expert who tells you that growth isn't hard work, I would run, because every easy pill has side effects. So let's dive on in. The very first thing that I did that was a game changer for my Instagram was I increased the number of posts that I put directly to my grid. This is not including stories. This includes graphics, this includes photos, this includes carousels, this includes reels. Now, that includes, like I said, only these types of posts. Sometimes people will say, oh, she's also including stories. I'm not. We increased the amount of content that we created to 3 to 5 pieces of content that go directly on my grid per day. Now, that's only Monday through Friday. And check this out. You can see almost every single day there are 3 to 5 pieces of content going on there. My daily average is 3 pieces of content, and almost every single weekend there's no content being put on. And that's intentional. I take weekends off because I've got a life. Okay, so now if I didn't have 3 kids and 2 businesses and tons of errands and dog vet appointments, I would probably create 3 to 5 pieces of content on weekends too. If that doesn't seem manageable for you, feel free to skip weekends. You can skip weekends and still grow. Just like lifting weights, you can take a day or 2 off and actually allow that time to fuel your continued growth. The second big thing that I did, and this was huge, I learned this from my friend Kat Abianic, was I started sharing content that's incredibly shareable. So you'll notice a lot of my content is a lot less about me and is more about what is something that someone else needs to hear. Is it a reminder? Is it a listicle? Is it a carousel of truths and tips and strategies? Is it a quote that they needed to hear? When I started making my content more about the end user who is viewing my content, we started to skyrocket our growth. And that was a big deal because people start to share these things to their stories. So check out the insights behind the scenes. 65 shares, 48 saves. Pretty powerful. Here's another one that was really popular. Reminder, you don't get the harvest the same day you plant the seeds. 72 shares, 69 saves. So I started creating content with the other person, the person who's viewing my content in mind. How do I honor them with the quotes and content that I share? The third big strategy that I started implementing was sharing reels as part of my 3 to 5 pieces of content per day. Now, a lot of people get this totally wrong. A lot of people think that you can just share reels without sharing it to your grid and get the maximum benefit of the reels. But here's the thing. Content on reels really only goes consistently viral if you actually share it to your grid. So when you share the reel, click the button that says share to grid or share to feed. Like, you have to do that in order to experience the maximum growth. I also add 30 hashtags into every single piece of content. That is this piece of content. I share them usually in a comment below. For regular posts, you'll see it's always there. When it comes to reels, you have to add it in to the caption. Now that one doesn't have the 30, so I'm guessing that one's probably not going to perform as well. But for example, this one here has the 30 hashtags in the caption of the reel. Yes, you want to use all 30. Every single hashtag that you use is an opportunity to be discovered. That means new audiences find you. So why in the world would you only use 10 or 15? I don't care what experts spout that. The second I stopped listening to what all the experts were saying and started going based on my gut feelings of what felt right and aligned, that was when I started to experience massive growth. The fourth big thing that I started to do was cross-promote my other platforms to Instagram. Yes, that includes here. So right here, right now, I want to ask you if you want to follow my journey of growth on Instagram. Plus, my quotes are really awesome. You might want to share them. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at the Mrs. Pedersen. I have a lime green background picture in my profile picture. And you can see me actually doing this every single day. I don't just preach something, I actually practice what I preach. So when I started cross-promoting on different platforms, that means if you have a strong presence or you're growing your presence on a Facebook group or on Twitter or on TikTok, you actually direct people intentionally to your Instagram profile. That does make a difference. And one time when I did that, I grew by something crazy like 5,000 or 6,000 followers on Instagram in the course of a week. So cross-promotion is a big part of our strategy to make sure that we're never suddenly missing one platform and feeling like weak in our marketing strategy. The fifth big thing that I want to share with you is the importance of Instagram stories. Now, the importance of Instagram stories is not going to actually help you to grow, but it is helpful for increasing your relationship with your followers. I recommend 5 to 15, even maybe 20 Instagram stories per day. Behind the scenes, vulnerable posts, things that people maybe didn't guess. Ask for input, ask people to vote. We use tons of the stickers that ask questions. You can have an Ask Me Anything. What do you want to know about marketing? In fact, I'll do one right now. And what's beautiful is this is going to give me a catalyst for tons of content for the next couple weeks to come. So you ready for it? Let's get the story ready. You asked, and here it is. Ask me anything about marketing and or social media. And I might just answer with a video response. So we're gonna go ahead and add in a question sticker here. So I'm gonna reiterate what's in the video. Ask me anything about marketing, social media, or business. We'll go ahead and make that smaller because engagement in your stories is a big thing. Like, you want people to be engaging and feel like you're not just talking at them, you're involving them in the conversation. So let's go ahead and put a cool little filter on here. There we go. And share it to my story. So 5 to 20 stories per day is an absolute game changer. Now, this is really important as well, and a lot of people skip this step. I'm a huge fan of outbound engagement. It's through outbound engagement that I've been followed by some big names that I've looked up to in the industry for years. Celebrities have engaged with my content, reality stars, all kinds of different people have connected with me on Instagram because of our outbound engagement process. And there are several different ways to do that. The first is to use what I call the $80 strategy. I say that like I invented it. And Gary Vaynerchuk created that term, the $80 strategy. If you guys want me to break it down, comment $80 below, and I will break down that strategy step by step. The other thing that I like to follow is a strategy that was created by Chet Holmes, the late Chet Holmes, a marketing master and genius, and that is called the Dream 100. We have a list internally of the Dream 100. These are people that I want to network with for the future, whether it's book deals or launches or even just cool people that I'd love to be connected with. We go ahead and intentionally engage with their content consistently, so that almost like kind of like that annoying fly that's always there. They're like, who is this Rachel Pedersen girl? Man, she is persistent. A lot of times people will say like, how do you make sure that it doesn't come across as creepy? I say, just do it with a smile. So outbound engagement is a huge part of our growth strategy. We have a ton more strategies that I would love to break down, but these are the biggest ones for how we've grown by 20,000 followers over the last 3 months. If you want to learn more about Instagram, comment Instagram below, and we will create more tutorials about Instagram. Or if you want to learn about other platforms, let me know in the comments, what platforms do you want me to break down, because we have mastered just about every single social media platform, which is pretty exciting. Be sure to like this video if you got value, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss all of the amazing trainings coming up. Oh, by the way, I put together an awesome resource, which is actually a 3-pack of trainings that you guys can benefit from, that teach you everything about the Instagram algorithm, what's working now, and what I would do if I was growing again from scratch on Instagram. So go ahead and check that out in the bio beneath this video. I will catch you guys later. Bye for now. I'm going to pause it here. I actually don't rehearse at all. I just know my stuff, so it's easy for me to speak to. But I actually don't rehearse for these at all. Sometimes I have bullet point lists that remind me of what to talk about, but I know Instagram and social media marketing like the back of my hand. So literally, this is 100% from memory, and I'll prove it. Da, 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 da. These are love notes from my husband, not script. This is all that's on my screen, is the proof of my growth. Just want to show those receipts. I do not practice this. I know this. I know this so well. I could speak about it for hours, and I do sometimes. Okay, let's keep on going. But also keep in mind, there were years of me learning how to speak regularly on video, podcasts, stages, etc. Like I've spoken in front of audiences of 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. I think 12,000 is the max, and then there's another one of 12,000 coming up in August, I want to say. Sharing the stage once again with Gary Vaynerchuk. I think that's either time number 3. That might be time number 3, I want to say. But anyways, I digress.